Tonight, the FBI is assisting the state fire marshal's office investigating a third suspicious church fire in St. Landry Parish. Those fires happening in the last 10 days at predominantly black Baptist churches. Today's fire happened at Mount Pleasant Baptist Church in Bellevue, a community between Sunset and Opelousas. It's 8 miles away from Tuesday's fire at Greater Union Baptist Church in Opelousas and about 13 miles away from last week's fire at St. Mary Baptist Church in Port Barre. Marcel Fontenot joins us live at Mount Pleasant Baptist Church tonight. And Marcel, what more do we know about these fires?
Well, Jim, the state fire marshal's office, a few investigators here, when we got here earlier today, was swarming with investigators who were walking around this building. You could see them combing the area, looking at bricks that were laying down on the ground, looking for any clues that they could. They've been leaving the scene here for the past hour or so. The state fire marshal's office, one of the agencies that took part in a news conference today, along with the St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office, as well as city police departments and other authorities. Here's what we know so far. At this point, State Fire Marshal Butch Browning did not say the fires are related, only saying they are suspicious. Browning did say there are patterns amongst these three fires. He says they're waiting on lab results, interviews, and reconstruction of each scene before they can determine an exact cause and if there is indeed a connection to all three. Now, Browning says another key component of solving and even preventing the fires is people.
It's all about what people see. I mean, the best witness, the best evidence is an eyewitness. And I think that's what we want people to be, is aware of their surroundings and aware of something that might look suspicious that they don't think is suspicious.
Now, this fire, unfortunately, destroying about a century worth of history inside that building. Our Abby Breidenbach spent some time here today talking to Mount Pleasant's congregation about what they're hoping for the future. She continues our team coverage.
Once a beacon of hope for a rural community, the historic Mount Pleasant Baptist Church stands no more after a fire took out more than half of the building.
This church has been in this community for over 120 some years. My parents came here, great-grandparents, grandfather, and everyone. And I've been a member of this church almost 10 years. And it's sad to see this happening to such a historic church up in this area.
There is an opportunity to resurrect parts of the structure, but it won't be easy.
The trouble of rebuilding is the trouble of keeping your membership together so that they don't spread throughout the time of your planning to rebuild.
And with this being the third St. Landry Parish church in 10 days to catch fire, churchgoers are saying it's becoming less and less likely that this is all one big coincidence.
The first time it happened, okay, stuff happened. The second time, nah, it's not normal. Now this morning, that leads me to believe that somebody's up to doing this. As for why, I don't know.
Still, leaders maintain a positive outlook and have plans in place to put surveillance in the churches that still stand and provide worshipers somewhere to go while their pastors rebuild.
We're trying to collaborate our efforts with the pastors of these ministries to try to provide them space for their future worship and fellowship with their members, and whatever assistance we through the district can give them, we're trying to do that.
In St. Landry Parish, Abby Breidenbach, KATC TV3.
Now, what about protection of other churches in this parish? Well, State Fire Marshal Butch Browning met with pastors of several churches in the area after today's news conference, instructing them on what it means to harden their properties, basically better protecting them and also making them less attractive to criminal activity. He also wants the pastors to make sure they have conversations with their congregation about what to do if they hear anything or see anything, exactly how to report those. And of note, Sheriff Bobby Guitros also mentioned in today's news conference that he's extending his coverage to the city of Opelousas and providing extra patrols and manpower throughout the entire parish, specifically around areas where these churches are located. The state fire marshal mentioned to us that he spoke to Governor Edwards, who told him to use every resource in the state that he needed to get these fires solved. Governor Edwards also asking the residents of Louisiana to pray for these congregations, specifically asking Louisiana to follow John 15:12. And he says, love each other as I have loved you. Those words from Governor Edwards. Here at the scene, people have been stopping by, getting out of their cars, standing and just looking at this building. One woman who stopped, she said hello, and we talked for a minute, and she had tears in her eyes, and she said, you know, Marcel, this is time number 3, and I can't believe this is happening at yet another one of our churches. So this community obviously very saddened and feeling the effects of what's going on here. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll have details from some of the pastors in this area.